Hello everybody, it's Peter the Rock. It's Sunday the 21st of January and I am in Friar Street in Reading. There's a pub opposite called the Bugle, and I had a leaving do for my first ever office job in that pub, and I haven't been back since, of course. I can't remember it being called the Bugle, and it doesn't look like it's actually an open pub anymore. Anybody knows anything about pubs in Reading, please put it in the comments. But this is just a little video, me sort of exploring my past a little bit. So the pub could be interesting if it were open, which it isn't. But more excitingly is where I actually used to work. Now, I used to work in an address was 30 to 31 Friar Street. This is Merchant's Place. I remember coming down this passageway. The entrance to 30 to 31 Friar Street was about here, and lo and behold, wow, they really make a point of showing off that this is 30 to 31 Friar Street. So the address stays the same. In fact, up there, 30 to 31 Friar Street, make a big thing out of it. There are a few, there's a bit of art on the wall opposite. I worked for a company called ICL, and this was the entrance, and you go in and the lift was on the left. Don't know if it still is. And but now it seems to be divided into various little businesses that certainly aren't ICL. My office was second floor up there somewhere, with the windows facing the other way. And crikey, I haven't been back here for a very long time. ICL was Britain's premier computer company. It stood for International Computers Limited, and it was a derivative from ICT, which is International Computers and Tabulators. And I still have the system flowchart, plastic thing you could draw, you know, systems on at home. Anyway, that's where I used to work, and I came here as a very nervous 18-year-old, and I had nowhere to live, and they fixed me up with some accommodation west of Reading, and well, out west a bit. And the cost of the accommodation, I think it was bed, breakfast and evening meal, I could be wrong, was 3/4 of my net take-home pay, which was too much. I shared a room for that cost with a chap called Mike Yo. Hello Mike, very unlikely you're watching, who was a very keen chess player, and quite a sort of to be honest, I mean, I don't think he'd mind me saying, a fairly sort of didn't like a lot of excitement, it seemed to me, and sort of the accountant type. I'm damning everybody here, but I think he did go on to have a very successful career in finance. Hello Mike, also a very good chess player, excellent chess player. I sort of moved in, and the first night, it was a Monday, I wanted to explore the area. I said to him, let's go to the pub, and he said something like, no, I don't think I will, I think I'll just sort of have a look at a chess game or two. I paraphrased, obviously, and he was not as boring as that, but you get the idea. And he was as fed up with me as I was with him. He moved out after about a week and gave up his job here. I carried on with the job. I said to my boss, a chap called David Brown, I was having problems affording the accommodation. He said, well, take the afternoon off. Here's a list of potential places you could go to, bed and breakfast, whatever. So that was great. So I wandered around Reading, knocking on doors, saying, you know, can I live here? and eventually a lady called Mrs. Mullins in Queen Street, Reading, said, oh yes, you know, young man, come in. And she showed me up to an attic room. Now, I think her name was Mullins. It might have been Mune. My first two digs were, you know, Mrs. Mullins and a Mrs. Mune, but I can never remember which way round it is. Anyway, she showed me up to an attic room, which in fact was literally in the sort of eaves of this quite high up house. It was about 4 stories, and I could only stand up in this room in the middle of the room, otherwise I'd bang my head. There was a little electric ring that I could cook things on, and I cooked my first meal, which was sausage and mash. You remember things like that, and I certainly did. But the people I work with, a wonderful bunch of guys, 1 or 2 females, and I did a computing job. Oh yes, thank you very much, very kind. My scarf is behind me. That's a nice lady. And my boss, my team leader, was a chap called Wilf Faulkner, and he was a bit of a laugh. And he and some of the others decided to rent a bungalow. Whoops, sorry. It's all right. Yes, but my name's not John. Decided to rent a bungalow and invited me to join them, which I did. So the rest of the time I had a good time, really. This, the statue, it's not difficult to work out who it is. It's Queen Victoria, the longest serving monarch ever up until fairly recently. And I'm trying to see if there's anything in the inscription, which is semi-Latin. There's Fin Def, which stands for Fidelis something, MDCCC LXXX VII. Now those of you who don't know Roman numerals, that stands for 1887. So that was her Golden Jubilee. That's when that was put up there. There she is with a bowl in her left hand. She was a secret 10-pin bowler before it became popular. That's a joke, by the way. Some of you might be Victoria fans and you wouldn't like that sort of thing. Erected to commemorate the completion of the 50th year of Her Majesty's reign, June the 20th, 1887. Well, I could have told you that. I just did, in fact. So here we are in Reading. I'll sign off here because I don't like doing long videos. Thanks a lot for watching. Feet of the Rock, Sunday the 21st of January. Cheers.